Let's imagine you set out to build something truly insane. A skyscraper with 1 billion stories. Not 1,000, not 1,000,000, 1 billion. Just hearing that number sounds outrageous, but let's break it down. How tall could we realistically go? What stops us from building higher and higher? And what happens when you try to stack your building into outer space? Today's tallest buildings, like the Burj Khalifa, are nearly 1 kilometer tall. Engineers estimate we could double or even triple that height with current materials and better design. So, why haven't we? The first big challenge is weight. Imagine trying to build a tower out of jello. A small jello castle? No problem. But keep stacking, and the jello at the bottom collapses under the weight above it. Same goes for buildings. Even made of steel and concrete, there's a limit to how much weight the bottom floors can support. Eventually, they'd crush under the pressure, like jello on a hot day. Next up, wind. Wind speeds get stronger the higher you go. A building that reaches into the upper atmosphere would have to be built like a flexible sword, able to bend without breaking. That means more structure, more engineering, and more costs. But surprisingly, one of the weirdest challenges is elevators. The taller your building gets, the more elevators you need. People don't want to wait 20 minutes to get to the 600,000th floor, right? Modern skyscrapers already dedicate entire floors just to transferring between elevator banks. At a certain height, your whole building becomes one big elevator shaft, with no room left for anything else. And speaking of cost, building even a single skyscraper several miles high would cost tens, if not hundreds, of billions of dollars. Unless your billion-story tower powers cities, cleans the atmosphere, and serves breakfast, no one's signing that check. Still curious how tall would need to go? Let's do some skyscraper math. Say each building has 100 stories. Stack 100 of those, and you've got 10,000 floors. Still impressive, but not even close. Stack 100 of those, and you hit 1 million floors. Let's call this the mega skyscraper. Stack 100 mega skyscrapers. Now you've got 100 million floors. And finally, stack 10 more of those and you hit your goal. 1 billion stories. A tower so enormous, it would stretch nearly to the moon. But now we face a new enemy. Physics. Earth spins. That spin creates a centrifugal force, an outward push that gets stronger the farther you are from the center of the planet. It's why you weigh slightly less at the equator than at the poles. As your building climbs higher and higher, gravity weakens, and that outward force increases. At a certain point, gravity and centrifugal force cancel out. That's called geostationary orbit. That's the orbit satellites use to hover above one spot on Earth. But your building goes far beyond that. By the time you reach the 1,000,000th floor, the top of your building isn't just floating, it's actively being ripped away from Earth. The forces pulling outward are so extreme that your structure would try to tear itself free and shoot off into space. Forget collapsing like jello. Your billion-story tower would shred itself at the roots and fly into orbit. And don't forget space junk. Old satellites, bits of metal, and debris from past missions are flying around Earth at up to 17,000 miles per hour. Any one of them could punch a hole through your tower like a bullet through glass. Over time, the tower would take damage, and eventually, pieces would break off and scatter across the solar system. But if you could stand on the roof of this impossible structure, this skyscraper made of dreams and insanity, you'd witness something incredible. Let go of a rock, and it might fly off fast enough to escape Earth's gravity. Maybe even leave the galaxy. So, can you build a billion-story building? No. Gravity, money, materials, orbital mechanics, everything says no way. But as a thought experiment, it's a fun ride to the edge of space and beyond. And a view from the top, totally, utterly unforgettable.